Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you are having a great day. Today we are having a good day here, and I just would like to have a recording between my sessions about eating, because it is a very common question coming these days. I don't know why these days, but they're asking. I am doing everything correctly, but even though I am dieting, exercising, drinking lots of water, I'm still unable to lose weight. Can it be something to do with my psychological stage, with my psychological level, because I'm unstable, or maybe I'm under a lot of stress? Can you please tell me? Okay, let's answer this question. In this videos, particularly, I put this video in two parts, so you have to watch the other part as well. In this video, we will gonna talk about comfort eating, or we will gonna talk about emotional eating. So why, where is it coming from, or what is it? And then we will gonna talk in our next video about what the solutions can be, or is there any tools, tips I can give to do, or how do we supposed to look at these situations from the psychological point of view. Of course, I'm not a dietitian, please don't take my word, and I am not your personal psychologist, so I don't know your situation. It might not fit you. It's just the general information for your interest. Okay, let's start with comfort eating. Obviously, we might be learning comfort eating. What is comfort eating? Comfort eating means you're not necessarily hungry, but you feel the need to eat to comfort yourself. So it is quite understandable from the name as well. Or we sometimes call it emotional eating, because your emotions are unstable, or you are sad, or you are not necessarily feeling great. Then in order to feel better, you go and get your comfort food, and you try to kind of make your day even, to calm your emotions and kind of give it a normal vibe. Let's say instead of having a low vibe, you're trying to increase your vibration, as I am trying to do with my music at the background. So you're trying to do that maybe. So how do we learn that? We can be learning this from different stages of our lives. Usually what we see when people do everything else correct, but they are still unable to lose weight, and they are really struggling with stopping comfort eating, when we look at it, it is usually starting from the small age that we learn comfort eating is nice, or we learn how to comfort ourselves with food. How it happens? I would like to give an example from myself. For example, when I was a kid, at primary school, when I come to school, sometimes I might had a bad day at school, or other things happened, not necessarily too nice to me. There is some issues with me. Then I would usually tend to not talk to my mom. She usually asked me, how was your day, Janan? How are you? Can you please tell me? And as you see, I'm really talkative person. But on those times, I usually prefer not to talk, and I prefer, it was fine, it's okay, not too good, but let's talk later. And I go to my room. And guess what happens? What happens is, in 1 hour time, when I'm spending some time being gloomy and pretending to be an emu, of course I didn't know at that time what was emu means, then I see my mom coming to my room with my favorite food prepared just for me, and then she tells me, Janan, I prepared the food that you like. Would you like to eat it here, or would you like to maybe come and eat it with me? As in, we love you here, you can find comfort here, therefore there is this food, going along with this love and comfort. Would you like to talk to me? So, and then, it was usually these episodes were ending with me going and eating it with my mom and telling the story, and she's comforting me with her words, etc. So what we see in this example, what we see is basically I am starting to learn to comfort myself with the food. So I'm attaching that in order to feel better. I should maybe be talking to someone, but at the same time, if I eat something, if I cannot find somebody to talk to, maybe at least I can eat something to comfort myself. So the more this episode happens, the more I learn that habit, and the more my brain could be able to find the link that this food is linked with this comfort feeling or feeling better. So whenever my feelings are low, so in order to get better, I try to get my feelings higher with eating whatever I like. If I like sweets, I try to eat sweets, and of course we know that it is also physiologically making me up, making my mood up, give me more energy. I suddenly have a peak of sugar in my body, etc. So it also helps. So I immediately connect these, my brain subconsciously, without me even realizing on the mental level, connects these. So there you go, I started to comfort eat. So one of my clients used to say, when I explained this, and I said it might have happened to you as well. She went home and she said to her mom, and this lady is like, a grown-up lady, of course. She went and she said to her mom, you know what Canan told me? It is all your fault. I am now comfort eating. Obviously, I didn't say that. I tried to explain the situation. Probably the mom didn't necessarily know that it might be harmful each time to recommend the child something to eat whenever she has a problem. But obviously, as an adult, it is our job to take responsibility of our actions. So if you learn that from your mom, you can unlearn it. Of course, isn't it? Now you realize it. That's why we are telling the story. We are telling, maybe you might have learned it. Okay, let's unlearn it. So, and it is what we are trying to do here, not trying to blame other people. Also, you might have learned this in your teenagehood. When you're an adult, you could have learned it from your high school friends. Whenever you have bad feelings, you order pizza, you go out, you eat comfort food, and next to comfort food, so you get used to comfort eating, and without you realizing, you are learning it. And every time you have a problem, every time you feel a little bit of stress, you start to use it without even realizing it is your coping mechanism with the stress. So that happens. What else happens? Next to comfort eating, I would like to talk about a second type of comfort eating, which I sometimes see, especially on my obese clients who are overweight, but it is like their weight is like they are 30-40 kilos more than what they're supposed to be, even sometimes more. Of course, as I say again, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't know how much kilo is necessarily the line between overweight person and normal weight person, but my clients, with the clients who are overweight, in this type of clients, on top of emotional eating or comfort eating, we also see that they are unable to stop when they start. So again, I'm saying it is a different type of comfort eating. These people cannot stop. So they also eat naughty food, not diet food, not broccoli, but they also eat it extensively. They can't stop until it finishes at home or it finishes in the fridge. So, and also with the pandemic, of course, it happens. We are spending more time at home, and as we all know, when we spend more time at home, we have more access to food. And whenever we get bored, we tend to eat. Whenever we don't have enough time, we just grab something, whatever it is, not necessarily healthy, and eat it in front of the laptop or whatever. So that also doesn't help. So many people now struggling with a little bit of weight issue anyway these days. It is because everybody has more stress levels these days. So mental health problems are in a high increase these days. It is really, really common. It's not you, but it is all of us. We should all be very careful and very conscious about our mental health as well as our physical health, because we are also mental beings. We should be very careful about that too. So when we look at other type of comfort eating, these people usually, again not all the time, but usually we see a pattern there as well. These people usually have moms or dads, somebody insisting them in their childhood, especially when they're small, like 2, 3, 4 years old, even smaller. We see them, mom or dad is insisting them to eat more portions than they're supposed to be eating. Some parents, especially in the past, they used to give kids like the same plate with the same size of plate with mom and dad, and they expect the child to eat it. And they don't allow the child to stand up and leave until they finish the food. So there is a huge insistency. And then on top of that, they are insisting, eat your food, if you don't eat your food, it's not good for you, etc. When we look at the plate, we also see that it's not necessarily healthy food. It's usually carbohydrates. So you don't necessarily need them. So there is like rice and there is like meatballs, and the mom doesn't say eat your meatballs and eat 2 spoons of rice and you can go. They don't say that, but they insist it has to finish. If it is a salad, it has to be a bowl of salad. You're gonna finish everything. The plate will be clean. If you're coming from such type of pattern, then it usually means that you might have other type of comfort eating. In this, when you eat so much, of course your stomach kind of extends and you feel really full inside, that fullness, and then your mom says good boy, or your dad good boy, bravo, you finished, you are very good, it's very good. So whenever you have that feeling, also your mom and dad says that you are a good boy, you achieved something, it is good that what you did, etc. So because they upload you every time you eat in full and your stomach is really full, you started to think that it is a good thing and you are getting lots of positive feedback. So it also attaches with a good feeling. So this feeling also attaches with this fullness. So every time you feel under stress, you also try to fill yourself up in order to feel that fullness, in order to feel that satisfaction, because you see your mom is satisfied when you eat that much. Somebody, it might be also your primary school teacher, maybe satisfied. So you are like, okay, that is, when you see their satisfaction, you also of course mirror that and think that it must be I should be feeling something satisfactory as well, maybe because I achieved something. I can see it in her eyes. I can see how you eat all your food, bravo, good boy, it's very, you're gonna be so tall, and such a type of thing. So you attach those things, and then later on in life, because of that, it might be one reason. Of course, it is not necessarily the entire reason, don't get me wrong, but one of the reasons I see that many times, I can see easily that it is coming from the childhood learnings. And then of course, when you feel stress, when you have problems, then you again look for that feeling of that fullness. Sometimes even some clients say there is some emptiness in me. I would like to, when I feel it with the food I like, I feel that satisfaction. I feel like I am in a higher vibe. I am more happier than when I haven't eaten the whole cake. So I can't stop myself. It keeps bugging me. I know there is this one more piece there. So I have to eat it all so I can go and sleep thinking that I am full, I am satisfied. That satisfaction feeling, that cocoon type of feeling. Especially we also see that, some people who are, when they go to the bed, they usually, cover up themselves, all wrap up with the blanket, like in their mother's womb. So in order to be able to have a good sleep, they are looking for the type of feeling in their mother's womb. So they were like, I remember one of my clients saying that, oh, I can't find my husband because I didn't know until we get married. He was like really wrapping himself up when he was sleeping. So he was like, I can only see his face, like he's really wrapped up, and I immediately realized I need another blanket to be able to sleep with him, because every time I wake up, he wrapped himself. Because why? He looks for that cocoon type of feeling, and with the other thing, for the satisfaction, we look the fullness of the stomach. It is not easy, of course, to unlearn. It is not easy to unlearn these things, but also it is not impossible. We can do it one step at a time. I'm going to talk more about what would be some psychological tips, small tips and tricks. Probably you already know, but it is as we know. Some things, don't get me wrong, we all know, but we sometimes feel the need to hear it again and again and again and again. It is sometimes just like that. So hopefully you will find these tips useful, and please write me your questions. I would be very happy to answer your questions, and I will see you in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you very much.